Hi, so in about 2 days I have 3 gigs coming up, and on the last rehearsal my guitar, a string broke, so that's the ideal time to change strings and do a basic setup and cleanup for the upcoming gigs. So that's what I'm gonna show you in this video, how to do just a basic maintenance setup for your guitar, or at least that's how I do it. It gives me peace of mind just before a show to clean up my guitar, change strings, and I will do it on the 2 Jaguars I own, the Fender Jags. Okay, let's go. This is the first one. I got a lot of questions about what guitar this is. So this is a Fender, obviously. It says here it's a Fender Jaguar, but it's from a couple of years ago, and it's a it was called the Pawn Shop edition, as the Pawn Shop series. Pawn Shop series, yeah, Pawn Shop.
So we're starting off with taking off the strings. I really like the vintage style Fender tuning heads. It goes very quickly. And then, yeah, just a little trick. Take all the ends, take nippers, nip that off, and it's way easier to pull the strings out. Then I go ahead and clean the frets and the fretboard with steel wool.
So these two I've done with steel wool. This is not done. So this is much cleaner, much smoother.
Okay, once I've done all the frets with the steel wool, I take the little vacuum all the dust and steel parts away. Then I take my Dremel tool and just do a quick polish, not an in-depth and intense polish, just until they are nice and smooth, that they glide well, that the strings glide well over the frets. But nothing heavy or intense. Then I go ahead and put on some lemon oil. Not too much, just to give the fretboard a nice finish again. But nothing really intense. Remember, it's just a basic cleanup for getting the guitars ready for the gig. Yeah, one thing I do practically every time is I take a towel and just with the tip of my nail I go between the wood and the fret itself and just clean it a little bit. That's actually not part of the quick cleanup, but I can't help myself. I do it every time.
I hope you can see this, but the guitar is pretty messy. A lot of dust, a lot of pieces of picks, plectrums, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna clean that off with the compressed air.
Yeah, so just a quick clean with compressed air, just to clean off all the dust particles. And I'm doing this outside just to not mess up the studio too much. It's also way easier to see it outside where the dust particles are. So just a quick clean with compressed air.
Okay, so while the other one is is getting the lemon oil into the fretboard. I'm gonna do the other one. This is a Fender Jaguar from around 2012, I guess, and it's a Modern Player Series guitar. Yeah, I have this guitar in my possession for almost, I think 20 years, no, 17 years, something like that. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. Okay, let's go.
Okay, this guitar, I'm not gonna go in too much detail, it's basically the exact same thing I do. So yeah, exact the same. So while the other guitar, the other Jaguar is drying, so to say, I give the first Jag a quick clean of the body, not too much, because I have a gig in a couple of days and it will be dirty again. But whilst the strings are off, it's a good opportunity just to give it a quick clean so that it's back in shape just to perform on the gig. Over here I was noticing that the screws were a little bit loose, so I took the opportunity just to tighten them, just to get all the metal parts just back against the wood nice and snug. Not much, but yeah, it's important for me. Okay, time for the new strings. I always use 10 to 52s of Elixir strings. I think they are the best. I use the 52 on the bottom string just because I am in standard E, but I do a lot of drop D tunings in my band. I think the 52 is just right for both tunings actually. I know a lot of people are struggling with putting on strings with these vintage machine heads. So my trick is putting the string the whole way down at the bridge and then measure 2 extra tuning heads and then you cut it off. And then you have the perfect length, at least for the wounded strings. There you see it. I measure 2 extra tuning heads. But then for the G, B and E string, I do 3. I measure 3 extra tuning heads. So over here on the B string, you can see I measure 3 extra tuning heads. I just eyeball it. With the nippers and then just cut it off. It's not that exact. It doesn't have to be that exact, but yeah, it's a handy little trick for you guys that are struggling with the vintage Fender style tuners. Just 1, 2, 3 and cut it off. There you go. And then you have the perfect length for the finer strings. One thing that really speeds up the workflow is having one of those string winders, one of those electric string winders. I waited a long time to buy one, but I have one now for about 5 years and oh my god, it's so much easier than using one, a manual one, or just tuning with the winding with your hands. It's just so much easier. It's like 20 euros or something. You have a good one. So just do yourself a favor and buy one of those things. So yeah, all that's left is tuning right now. So now I do a basic tuning, just a rough tuning of all the strings. So I know how much I have to pull. So I know how much I have to stretch the strings. in just a second. So yeah, here I am stretching the strings just to make sure that everything is nice and snug, especially on the tuning heads and on the tailpiece, on the bridge part. Just give it a little swing and then tune it again. Okay, so time for the next guitar. I'm vacuuming the workbench so it is nice and clean surface to do the whole process again for the modern player Jaguar.
So just I want to just say some things about this guitar. So I bought this guitar in I think 2012. 2012? Is that right? No, that's not right. Yeah, whatever. I'm now 35 years old and I bought it when I was like 20-ish, so I have it for 15 years and probably more. But nothing is original anymore. No, I should say I've upgraded a lot of this guitar. So for starters, I upgraded the bridge on Jaguars and Mustangs and Jazzmasters in general. These bridges are known for not being the best bridges in the world. And that's also my thought. So I've upgraded to a mastery bridge. And in my opinion, the mastery bridges are one of the best bridges that there are in existence. And in my opinion, these bridges are the best you can have for a Jaguar, at least. I only have experience with Jaguar, so in my opinion, these bridges are best for Jaguars. I have two different ones. I will show you. Ooh. So this one is another model. So this one is just a little different. And in my opinion, in my experience, this one on this Jaguar, it's better. It just feels more natural. It doesn't hurt your palm in any way. And this one, yeah, you kind of have sharp edges, and I like the looks of this one more, but this one is more practical in use. So other things I've done, I've switched out the pickups. This is a Seymour Duncan. No, not Seymour Duncan. This is a DiMarzio Super Distortion, and this is a custom-made pickup that matches the Seymour Duncan distortion. It's made by Fab Guitars. That's a guy in the neighborhood over here in Belgium that makes phenomenal guitars and also pickups. Other things I've upgraded is the switch. So I like the Kurt Cobain style switch, just a three-way toggle instead of the dip switch kind of switches. I don't like that. It's not fast enough for me. I just like to have it over here in the radius of my hand, so I can switch fast between bridge and neck. I also put pickup rings on it, just because I like it.
So the only thing that's left is just, yeah, testing the guitar. So I grab my lead, I have my HX stomp hooked up to the computer, and yeah, just time for a quick play. And of course, also testing the other Jaguar. This one needs a little bit more tuning, but once it's tuned, it plays just perfect.
So I think that was it, what I wanted to show you. I think it's very important to not skip the part of at least changing strings just before the show. Not only on your main guitar, but also on the backup guitar. It happened to me numerous times that I didn't have a backup, or the backup wasn't fixed, wasn't maintained well. So I break a string on the main guitar and I grab the backup guitar, and that guitar string failure as well. And it's just a lot of mess you can avoid just by doing simple maintenance a couple days beforehand. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section. I hope to see you in another video, and thank you very much. Bye bye.
Woman, you're so